guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Cierra and I love to talk about books. And this video is going to be talking about none other than The Garden of Grace by Jessica Felicia Jackson. I just finished this book as I'm recording, and you guys, oh my God. I don't have all the words, but I do have some words, which is why I need to talk about it immediately after reading it. And let's start off with the summary, pretty much. I don't want to read it straight from the back, but we follow our main character, Mars. She has lived with her Aunt Maggie, a little bit away in another town, but she had grown up primarily in Primrose Grove with her grandmother, but her aunt took her away and she was raised by her aunt this entire time. Her mom had passed away, and now they're going back. She's going back to Primrose Grove because she got a letter in the mail from her grandma, pretty much kind of like last wishes kind of letter, you know, of just like, oh, like when I die, do this, that, and the third. This will probably be like my last spring. She's like, hold on, wait a damn minute. What do you mean this is your last spring? And so literally her and her aunt to get into a fight, and then she books it to Primrose Grove to go take care of her grandmother and see what the hell's going on. And when she gets there, she is thrown into a lot of things that has happened in the past 4 years. Her best friend in the town, Rory, things are a lot weird. Things are a lot weirder than they used to be. Not just like with Rory is still like excited to see her, but a lot of weird stuff is going on. Also, there's stuff with his brother Colton and his sister and his mother. The thing is, his mother has never really had a close connection to Mars's family. And so it's always been very like weird, uncomfortable, awkward, strenuous, a lot of tension. So it's like a lot of different things. And she's just like, okay, yeah, I've been gone for like 4 years, but what the fuck is going on? Like, are you guys crazy? Like, what's going on? Like, everybody's treating me so weird. Like, Colton's being weird. Rory's being weird. Everyone's being like secretive and everything like that. And as she is now back home, she is thrown into all of this chaos. And at the same time, things start to pick up. She starts to learn about different secrets going on within her family, within Rory's family, and a lot of mystery that goes on behind what happened to her mother, because supposedly, not supposedly, this actually happened, but they actually found Mars in the woods with her mom. Her mom was already, and Mars was just there. So Mars is trying to piece together like what happened to my mom, what is going on. Everybody's being really, really weird. I don't know what's happening. Can someone please explain things to me? And I don't want to do any like spoilers in here, so this is a spoiler-free video. But let me just tell you, I swear for God, as the secrets start to unload a little bit more and more, because the thing is, it is a multi-POV. So we get Mars's POV, we got Rory's POV, we got Aunt Maggie's POV, and we get another character's POV a little bit later. I won't dive into that right away, but literally you see the story progression and you get everybody's point of view of what they're hiding from Mars, because everyone's hiding something. Even Mars is hiding some stuff too. When you get close to the end, I'm just gonna say that Mars is hiding some of her own things. And as each POV shares a little bit of what is going on, you're still left with a lot of questions unanswered. But as you go, this story does progress and this story does answer a lot of questions. And it gets to the most needed scene, and it answers a lot of questions, but there's still a lot of questions unanswered because this is actually the first book. And not sure if Jessica's making a series or at least like making like a duology, trilogy, no idea. But this is the first book, so it does end on a cliffhanger, just to let you guys know about that. But there's a lot of trauma, depression. There's just a lot of like generational family secrets type of thing, and I love that kind of stuff, especially in a book like this. I love it in a fantasy elemented kind of book, especially when our female main character is a woman of color. Like, I love it. I savor it. Okay, I eat this shit up every time. It is so freaking good. And I will say, as you like progress through the story, the elements of the story and how it progresses is very good, but you can obviously tell that this is definitely the first book in like a series or duology, whatever. You can definitely tell this is a first book because a lot of the story covers a lot of the background up to like, I would say, was it 2/3 into the book, and then we finally get like a lot more of the action. We get some action like a little bit beforehand, but we get a lot more later. You can definitely tell by how things are pushed off towards the end. But literally, when you get to the end though, I got some questions. And not even just like for Mars's family's background, because there's a lot of things about Mars that she doesn't even know. And the thing is, I will say this, it's not a spoiler. It's not really a spoiler, but it is a part of it. She has her memories blocked for good reason, okay? There's some stuff going on. When certain things get taken off, once this thing comes off and all of her memories come back, yeah, it's a mess. Like it's a mess. It's crazy. It's deeply insane what is going on. It's just like I said, I have words, but I don't have all the words because it's an unfinished story. So there's a lot more questions that need to be answered, but there are a lot of elements I really do love. Like there is fae involved, I will tell you that, and there are elements in the story that correlate to what I have learned with being a spiritual girly, of just like fairies and fae and how they lure people to like dance to their death type of thing. I said, ooh, I know that, I know about that. So like certain pieces like that, certain things that are in the book where I'm just like, oh yeah, I've done some research on that. Oh yeah, I've heard of that. So it made me feel seen as someone who is familiar, or you know, becoming familiar as a beginner in the spiritual realm, because I've been working in spirituality for a while. I've been practicing and learning for some years, but obviously everything is so fascinating to me, and it's like so interesting when you learn new things all the time. So it's always just so fascinating and interesting, and I love that element that is added into the story. I also love all of the characters. I really do. I love all of the characters, even the messy ones, okay? Later on in the story when you figure out who are some messy ones. But I love all of them, and they all like serve a purpose in the story progression, and the reasons behind the way they act and how they treat Mars, even though it's not good, it's all valid. It's not like a character being mean for the sake of being mean. Everyone has a valid reason for how they're treating Mars and how they deal with each other's family. Like it's very obvious why it makes sense, especially for like another character that you will find out. I understand completely why he was acting that way at the beginning of the story. Oh, it makes so much sense now. It makes just so much. And it all works out perfectly with how the story progresses. All leading up to like the final moments, that final moment. I don't want to spoil it for y'all. But that final moment, I said, now who did that? Now who did that? Because literally, Mars hears a scream. I'm just gonna this is not a spoiler. She hears a scream. She hears screams all the time throughout the book, so this is nothing. This is not a spoiler. But when she hears the scream and goes to the place, obviously the character screamed. Both characters screamed, which leads to the scene that we get towards the end of the book. But we don't know who's the cause of this situation. You hear that? That's me tapping the book, because that's how much I'm like intrigued to know what happened. Like, how did we get to that conclusion for that character? I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued. I need more like yesterday. I actually got this book from a book event that I did. I did a previous video on that. I think I uploaded it. Yeah, I did. It was through Jackie I's book, the Black Girls book fair thing that she did with the free ticket. So yeah, I got it through there. And it's actually signed to Yes. See? My second signed book. I love it. And I'm just really so excited to go on this journey with Jessica. The thing is, though, I did notice a few typos, but nothing like, it wasn't like a whole lot where it's like jarring, where you're like, oh my God, literally, you clearly didn't have an editor. Obviously, like the things that I noticed, the typos, are very much like ones that you would have overlooked. Like your brain would have translated certain words, but then you actually read the word, you're like, that's not the word, but that's what your brain automatically thinks that what that word is. So it was like very minimal like typos like that, but overall it was a really, really good book. I highly recommend it. I need y'all to go find this book. I don't think it's on Amazon. It might just be straight up on her page. I will put the link in the description box below, but please check out this book. This book is really, really good. The world building so far, I really like it, because it's not much like world building as in like a fantasy, like a Sarah J Maas world building or any like world building like that, but the world building in Primrose Grove is really nice. I really, really like it. Also, there are some parts of it that kind of reminded me of other books, just like how like the certain things that they do, I was like, ooh, I remember a character does that in another book type of thing. So I really liked those kind of elements, because it just helps me connect possibly where Jessica got her inspiration from, or maybe just like what kind of books she's interested in. I feel like that's another really good, really cool thing about being a reader and a writer, because as a reader you can get snippets of where people get their inspiration from, even if you don't follow them on Instagram, if they don't have any social media like that's like a YouTube channel or anything like that, you can still get pieces of like what they're interested in, like authors that they read, maybe certain things within their own lives that they're really interested in, maybe something that they practice, like if they do practice like witchcraft or any type of spirituality or anything like that. There's elements you can find in their book, and it's like I get to see a piece of you come out. Like I know something about you, not just the fact that you're an author and you wrote an amazing book, but something about you I know, like something tangible, something like I could like pinpoint. And so finding like those little pieces in her book that kind of would connect me to other stories, I'm like, oh, you might have read this book before, you might be interested in this author, ooh, I can see where you probably got your inspiration from. It's not saying of like you copy, but you can just like see where the journey took them to write this book. And I never really read the acknowledgements in the back. I started to read them a little bit more, just to see like where people, queried their letters and people like, who inspired them. And from her acknowledgements, it's very interesting because she really just has like a lot of like really cool, it seems like she has like a lot of like really cool people on her team to help her on this journey with writing this book. And so I'm excited for that entire team to hurry up and read. First of all, hopefully she's finished the second one. I need them to hurry up and read it so they can edit it and they can get this thing ready, because I am ready to read the second one, like ASAP, okay? I know a lot of people don't rate books, but I rate books because I feel like I know my rating system very, very well, and it works for me, because I don't rate books under 3 stars unless if it was a book that I try to hold on to and I knew damn well I shouldn't have finished it. That's my fault. And it's not something I'll bring up like on my YouTube channel. I'll just like put it on my story graph, but I don't like it. I'll just like write something quick like, I know I should have finished this a long time ago, that's my bad, but and it's not like a slight towards like the author or anything like that. Like I'm not doing it in a malicious way, but a lot of the times I rate books that are 3 stars and above anyway. So like literally for me, if you wrote a book and it's pretty decent and I like it and it intrigued me enough, it's a 3 star. For a 4 star for me, it's like I'm really interested in the world building. Like there's some gaps where I'm like, okay, hold on. Especially if it's a standalone, I'm like, you missed some things. Hold on. If I can keep track, because sometimes I'll be like all over the place too, but if I can keep track of where your gaps are and it's not noted that this is like a series or a duology or anything like that, I'm like, but you left holes. Like this is like SpongeBob. Like there's holes everywhere. Like what is this? But it still intrigued me enough. And if it's like a 5 star, there are no plot holes, no errors. I still think about the book. I still talk about the book. Like, I'll reference the book and everything, or like I'll just always think about it. Like, that's a 5-star book for me. And I would say for this book, it is a 4.75, just mainly because of the typos, because they were noticeable to me, but they aren't like extremely noticeable. But like, you know, like if it's like jarring, you know, whatever, you're like, what the fuck is that? It's like very small ones, but still the fact that there are some, it's fine. You know, it happens. You know, we all be editing, especially when you're trying to get a book out on time and everything like that. So this is not a slight towards her whatsoever, but still a really, really good book. I am intrigued on the second book, which is why it's still is close to a 5-star, because I need more information, because especially with another character that comes in later, I thought that character was going to be in relation to Mars. And the character was not. I said, come again? I literally thought it was going to be someone in relation to her. If you've read the book, then you know which character I'm talking about. Because I literally thought that was going to be somebody in relation to her. I thought that was going to be like the thing. But then finding out, like, obviously this is the end of book 1. I'm like, well, now I need to know. Like, and then with that character's POV, there's another secret kind of revealed, a little bit of someone else's mission going on behind the scenes. I said, hold on, wait a damn minute. I'm like, we need to go backwards, because what? But I feel like that's what probably be in book 2, is like getting this character's POV and how this mission started, or like at least like a piece of it, and how it's gonna go forward into the second book. But I am very, very intrigued. I highly recommend it. I need everyone to read it. The writing style is really nice. I really, really like it. It's very simple, to the point. There's obviously there's details in there. And I heard a lot of people aren't reading like the details. They'll just read like the dialogue, which is really, really annoying. And sometimes I'll do that because I'm trying to like skip to the mess, but I'm like, let's slow down, let's take our time, especially because this is the first book I actually finished, where I actually fully got back into reading since like May 20th. So this is my first time actually finishing a book, and I wanted to like take my time, which is another reason why I'm doing this video immediately after. So that is another thing I might be doing. I don't know, we'll see, because I'm not gonna try to like boggle my mind to doing something and then not feeling connected to it anymore, or not following through, but just doing bits and pieces, like, you know, just seeing how this goes. But yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to read this book. I'm gonna hold it up again. The Garden of Graves by Jessica Felicia Jackson. I'm gonna need you to, check that out. Look at that, it's so pretty. I kind of like got it kind of like folded up at the bottom for me, but I highly recommend this book. I need you guys to read this, because we need to talk about it. I did do a tab. I never tab anything, but I did tab on page 205. It's not the book isn't, it doesn't have any like completely spicy scenes, but it does have like some spicy moments, especially on pages like 200 to 205, because in the moment Mars has to do something to get this element, get some secrets resolved, because part of what is going on in the story with Rory, it reminds me of Agatha all along. If you've seen the show, then you know what I'm talking about, because as soon as it happened, I said, oh, I know this. I know what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. Oh my God. And she's like, I need to do this to do that. I need to figure this out. I said, girl, you better figure it out. She's like, I gotta get this squared away. He doesn't know what's happening. I'm like, girl, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, I swear for God. And she does it. And I was so intrigued. I was like, yes, do it. Do it, damn it. That's all I have to say. I really, really like this book. So again, I'm gonna shut up. If you like this video, be sure to like it, comment below if you have read the book or if you're interested in reading the book. And I will talk to you guys next time. Love you guys. Bye.